Hello, everybody out there in YouTube. We are the middle-aged guys, and we bullshit about nothing. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Gray Mouse 1.
Finds themselves in a really interesting place right now as far as it comes to their Marvel licenses and the Marvel superheroes.
Why do they still have that?
Well, we'll cover that in a little bit, but let's just go ahead and cover what they have. They have Fantastic Four, which we know they tried to do something with, which was a fucking disaster. All right. Aside from that, they have the X-Men, which they've really kind of rebooted once already. But it came out earlier this week, I believe on the 9th, that Fox may be planning another soft reboot of the X-Men. One of the things that have come about was that X-Men Apocalypse didn't do that well. And that even though that they've got like Deadpool, which is kind of an after effect that was brought in by the fact that they got the X-Men license, there are issues that are happening as far as pre-production issues with the development staff and the director finding themselves a new director, a new soundtrack artist and everything for Deadpool, and things aren't very happy on that set. And then you have the other thing that's going on where the fact that basically all of the stars, whether or not it be Jennifer Lawrence, Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy, Nicholas Hoult, or even Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman, all of those people are pretty much at the end of their contracts. Their contracts are done. Okay. When it comes to re-signing those folks, if they go around to re-sign them, they're not going to get them at the same bargain price that they got them at before. They're going to be very much more expensive, which kind of leaves Fox at a very interesting point where they've got to make the decision what's going on. So the rumor that's been going around is that Fox is looking at rebooting the X-Men franchise, which seems kind of odd, especially considering that they announced that they want to go ahead and do like 2 more fucking Deadpool movies, and they've already said that they're in pre-production and they're developing a New Mutants movie. It's really kind of weird as far as their place goes, but this falls in our wheelhouse. We're geeks. We love the superhero shit. In which case, I gotta ask you guys, what are your thoughts on this? Because I know your thoughts.
Okay, look. The thing about X-Men Apocalypse, there was no real big threat to the fucking good guys in that movie. Sorry, there wasn't. Because you already saw the future at the end of Days of Future Past. You saw who was there. You saw that they lived. There was no real fucking threat. But as far as rebooting X-Men again, and you're gonna recasting, shit. That's the hardest part about this if they're gonna redo it. And they tried rebooting Fantastic Four, which is, Lord, no. They rebooted X-Men once already because they bumped in a couple of no-nos. So it's like, fuck it. Just give that shit to Marvel Studios. Give those motherfuckers to Marvel Studios and have them run with it. That's just my opinion. Shit. No. Don't let these motherfuckers keep this shit for much longer because they're going to reboot it because they're going to keep middle figuring it all up. So, in my opinion, no. Just.
What about you, Gray Mouse? What do you think about it?
So, what's the difference between a soft boot and a hard boot?
Well, I think what's up is that with a soft reboot, they don't want to sit there and completely reset the storyline. Like with, they went ahead and they did the first thing with First Class and then Days of Future Past. We kind of consider that a soft reboot as it is. They've already gone through this process, really. Okay. What they don't want to do is that they don't want to sit there and sever all of the threads that they have as far as storyline and everything goes, because then guess what? When they jump into a brand new movie, they have to do origins again, and they have to go ahead and retell everything about everybody again, What they want to be able to do is sit there and say, okay, we've got the table. We're just going to shuffle the plates around. All right. We're not going to change all of the courses that we've got served up. But we're going to go ahead and shuffle things around so that we can serve it up a little bit differently this time.
See, that's like
a big difference.
That's like what they tried to do with Fantastic Four and Spider-Man.
Fantastic Four and Spider-Man were both hard reboots. All right, where they sat there, they pretty much did everything from the origin again. All right, and they restarted everything. All right, that's pretty much the difference that we're looking at in Gray Mouse.
In all honesty, I think they should hard reboot X-Men. They should wipe the slate clean and then pull a Harry Potter, as in bring in young actors that are unknown, young actors that have talent, fill in the slots, and move the X-Men in the same direction like what Marvel did with the superheroes over on that side.
So they're gonna build up to the Phoenix Saga that way instead of just throwing Phoenix in every fucking second or third movie.
In my opinion, if Fox is going to reboot the system, do a hard reboot, bring in new meat, new talent that will stay on for 10 years. I'm not saying that you'll have one actor there for 10 years or whatever, but what I'm saying is that, reboot. I mean, you don't really need to reboot I guess you will, but the Wolverine, Cyclops, all these guys, before they go into the House of the Gifted. And
the problem is, I don't mean to cut you off, Gray Mouse, but the problem is, I don't think you can have a designated movie about Cyclops or Storm.
No, you would.
Yes, you
could. You wouldn't have a.
They could, but would.
You wouldn't have a single movie with just that person. But there are certain, like, you could do one with Wolverine. You do Wolverine Sabretooth.
Yeah, Wolverine has enough.
Wolverine Sabretooth. How that rival started. You could do one with Storm and Cyclops, and then maybe even Jean Grey. You could do that. There's enough material there.
Professor. Professor and fucking Magneto.
That would be a great origin story. We'll find out what happened to them in their past that we already know because of the comic.
I mean, Days of Future Past. Well, actually, before that, the First Class, they tried to do all of that combined.
But what I'm saying is this: if Fox is going to redo this, they need to do it right. They need to bring in the right people, sit in the fucking.
Then they need to fucking bring in Disney and Marvel and have them do that shit.
What I'm saying is bring in the right people, sit around a round table, and fucking hash the next 10 years out.
Yeah, Disney and Marvel.
Here's the reality of the situation: is that
that's what we don't want to deal with. The reality of this situation.
Here's the reality of the situation. As long as they are seeing themselves making back money on their X-Men movies, they are never going to relinquish those IPs back to Marvel.
That's the sad part, and I didn't even want to get to that point of realizing that, but that is the truth.
Well, giving it to Disney. And that's out of the fucking question.
I know. I didn't want to acknowledge that.
I'm not even acknowledging that.
I didn't want to.
That's like -10%. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, but like I said, look, you guys are right. Oh, wait, but can they relinquish the Fantastic Four then? Because that shit did horribly.
Well, here's the thing: if they're
or Disney doesn't want them anymore.
Here's the thing: if we're sitting there, we're following the details of how the licenses are built. Okay, the way that the licenses stay in persistence, the way that they do, is that they have to have one of the IPs, whether or not it be X-Men or Fantastic Four, in production, ready for national release. All right. And they have to spend X amount of dollars on it in order for them to keep the license. Okay, it's the same thing the same type of license that they had with Sony with Spider-Man. Okay, the problem with Spider-Man, and that's the reason why they went ahead and they did a reboot so fucking quickly after the first trilogy that Sam Raimi did, and he wasn't attached to. The thing with Spider-Man though was that the first one went, and then the second one came along, and it fucking bombed. Okay, it bombed bad. The difference with the X-Men, though, at this point in time was that the last X-Men movie, even as bad as it was, it still made fucking money for Fox.
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, Logan's gonna make money.
Yeah, Logan's gonna make money.
Logan looks the most interesting out of all the fucking movies.
Yeah.
Look, if you're going to go out of your way and say that, hey, we're going to reboot the X-Men, my point is that I think they should bring in new people all the way from, no-namers, whatever.
They'll find a way to put Jennifer Lawrence in there.
They don't, because of...
No, I think, here's the thing. Here's the one thing that we have to sit there and consider, all right?
I wasn't serious.
Here's the thing that we got to consider. Even if you're not serious, but this is the one thing that we have to consider, because we had talked about this before when we had mentioned about Marvel changing the plans for Civil War, okay, about how things going forward, the contracts that are there, and the production, the people that are in place, and the stars and the actors and everything, they're not going to be there in place the whole time into perpetuity. Those people are going to fucking disappear, all right? Robert Downey Jr. is going to become too expensive for fucking Disney, all right? Chris Evans is going to become too expensive for fucking Disney, all right? What's that? Chris Hemsworth is going to become too fucking expensive for Disney. Same thing with fucking Mark Ruffalo, Jerry Renner, fucking Scarlett Johansson. They're all going to become too fucking expensive for fucking Disney to go ahead and keep on signing them for movies. Instead of doing, like I said before, instead of doing the Duke Cousins for the fucking Dukes of Hazzard, all right, they're just, the universe is big enough. Go ahead and filter in different fucking characters, all right? Same thing with the fucking X-Men, all right? The members that they have actually shown on screen, okay, whether or not they have speaking dialogue or not, or even names or not, is just a fraction of what of the characters that have actually gone through and have actually spent time in Xavier's School of Gifted Students and everything like that. Okay, they have a lot of room to deal with as far as drawing other characters from different points of time within X-Men lore. The problem that we're all talking about here is that, are we confident that Fox is going to be able to sit there and put together another series of movies that are going to keep fans interested enough to keep on seeing them? I say no.
No. Shit. Could they make a Colossus movie?
At this point, yes, they can. But they couldn't make Colossus under the vision that Bryan Singer had of Colossus. All right?
Yeah.
Like a big early 20s fucking underwear model. All right? Really. Okay. And that's one of the things that we have to deal with here. Now, as far as Fox rebooting this stuff goes, I hate to say it, but they're gonna fucking do it just to keep hold of that fucking license, right?
Yeah.
Unless people go out of their way and they don't see the next fucking Deadpool movie, or they don't see the next fucking Logan movie, or they don't see the next fucking X-Men attached movie, Fox is going to do everything in their fucking power to keep hold of that license.
I think the only one that people may not go see is the X-Men, because people, if another Deadpool comes out, that's basically a lock. Logan looks interesting to a lot of people. It's like, damn, you're going to introduce X-23, and next thing you know, you're going to reboot the series.
Well, the thing is with Logan, it's kind of going, I wouldn't say exactly, but it's going off of the Old Man Logan comic.
Yeah, coming to an end.
Trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even at that point, but like you said, the thing about it is that unless the fans show unequivocally that they don't give a fuck about their property and how they're handling it, They're just going to keep on churning this out like fucking clockwork.
Well, as long as they don't actually, find all 7 Dragon Balls and actually wish to go back in time again. Because, I mean, come on, dude.
They did that already.
That's what I mean. They did that already. Well, they should do that with the Fantastic Four then. Fucking make a Silver Surfer movie.
Look, when you disconnect people from it's so you don't have to translate exactly from the comic book onto the silver screen. We saw that in Civil War. For example, Civil War was actually there was a lot of heroes that were not in that movie. They had to cut it down. Just like we think that in the Infinity Wars, if you think all of the people that are in the comics that are involved in that war is going to be in this movie, you got another thing coming.
No, they'll just be fighting.
That's explained. But when you're taking it so far out of context that the Fantastic Four were given their powers through another dimension, people are removed, and people's going to say, no, this is not, no. So Fox, if you're going to do this, please look at the source material and please do it right. That's all. I mean, like we said in our channels many times before, we like to see superhero movies on the silver screen. We really do. But the only thing that came out good, in my opinion, the last couple of times was the Deadpool movie, and that was great. And now I'm kind of iffy on seeing Deadpool 2 because the director's gone, soundtrack man is gone, and it seems that that it's all going downhill from there. But I could be wrong. But Fox doesn't have a good reputation, especially. I had no interest in seeing Apocalypse. I haven't seen it, and I won't see it. I just have no interest in it.
Oh, you don't want to see the blue group.
And especially Mystique leading no.
You don't want to see the blue group with Apocalypse and Mystique?
No, Mystique, no. If anybody, no.
The blue group?
Fox's reputation is very bad when it comes to these movies. And like Reverend was saying before, very unfortunate that they have the property. And
funny, because Wolverine had the best part of that damn movie.
And the fact that, they're contractually obligated to put out movies, or they're going to lose the contract. And like the Reverend said before, they will never lose that contract. Even if their movie, they'll put out shit movies, which is obvious as they've done, just to keep that contract. They don't care. Because stupid motherfuckers will go see that shit.
Okay, which is doing better? Fox version of Marvel or DC?
They're about it. They're about even on and
okay, I'm going to say this. The tragedy with DC is the fact that, guess what? Warner Brothers owns that shit, and they don't have to fight anybody for it.
Right.
But that's really beating a dead horse, really, all right?
I just want you guys' opinion on who's doing a better job.
It's really sad that Warner Brothers Animation, this is what I don't get. Why is the left hand not talking to the right hand? The people that do the cinematic movies, they need to come over there to the animated side and say, hey guys, we put out some
because it only takes one hand to beat it off.
Look, hey guys, the guys from the cinematic universe need to go over and talk to DC Animation and say, look, guys, our shit is shit. Tell us how to do it.
No, you want to know what's going to happen? They're going to reboot it by Superman flying and going across the planet.
To reverse that shit?
Yes.
I still can't. Look, I still cannot agree with Superman flying with kryptonite spear. Whatever.
Wait, but you will agree with him flying across the planet like that?
No.
The only thing that reversed was the Hoover Dam and the car coming back up where Lois was in.
Let's get back.
We are way off topic.
No, I just wanted a comparison to which was better.
With Fox, you know what?
But look,
for
Fox redoing their stuff. It's like, oh no.
I don't know. If Fox can do it right, if they can bring
wait, they've had 2 Fantastic Fours.
They need to bring in. Look, they need to shit can everybody. Bring in new people, new actors, people that are young, like in their early 20s or even in their 18, 19, whatever, and keep them on board for however long it is. And, you know, like I was saying earlier, you have enough stuff for a Wolverine movie by itself. You have enough. I mean, you could put Jean Grey and Cyclops together. You know, you could
that would not work without the School and Xavier.
Well, yeah, he would be part of it, of course. Basically, Xavier should be like Nick Fury. He should be a part of each movie, whether or not a major plot point or not.
Well, they tried to do that in the first Wolverine movie, and look how that turned out.
Well, we're talking about a reboot, man. So I'm saying they need to do a hard reboot on that shit.
Yeah, they did. They did that already with fucking First Class and Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past. I mean that.
No, I mean with First Class when him and Magneto was going around looking for the fucking mutants themselves, and actually Xavier seeing with Cerebro all the mutants that were everywhere and shoehorning Storm, a very young Storm, and oh, I know who she is, and all that shit.
I think the one thing that we could realistically look forward to is that, unfortunately, this is going to fucking happen. Like I said, unless it comes to the point where Fox loses a lot of money on it, and they only see that the only thing that they have left is to collaborate with Marvel and with Disney. Unfortunately, this is going to continue on. The thing with Sony was that they had Spider-Man. Okay, and when they negotiated with Disney, they made it attractive enough where, guess what? Even though they're under the Disney umbrella and the Marvel Cinematic Universe umbrella as far as the creative direction goes, they still have distribution rights, so they still make money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whether or not that happens with the X-Men remains to be seen. Whether or not that happens with Fantastic Four, again, remains to be seen.
The trickiest part is if they're going to reboot this, especially with young people, as Grey Mouse is suggesting, who the fuck would they go with and who the fuck would they pick? If they pick someone stupid...
No, it's not. That is not the trickiest part. Reason
being,
being,
they pick someone like Justin Bieber as Wolverine.
I don't fucking care. No. The reason why it's...
No, I'm talking about
the reason why it's not the hardest part is because guess what? They took a relative set of unknowns with the X-Men. Okay, Warner Brothers themselves took a complete set of unknowns for the fucking Harry Potter universe. Okay,
absolutely.
The actors are the least of their fucking worries, all right? Because the thing is that they can sit there and get somebody who's a carbon copy taken off of the fucking comic book panel page, all right? But if their writing is stupid, if their direction is stupid, if their creative vision is fucking retarded like it has been for the last 10 fucking years, guess what? They're going to be looking at having to sit there and reboot the shit again instead of 10 years down the road. All right, they're going to sit there and they're going to be looking at rebooting again 3 years down the fucking road.
And now, wait a minute. That's been happening with DC, and it's about to happen with X-Men. With X-Men, though, you had Patrick Stewart. You know, that was basically it. And motherfuckers went by that casting alone. You know, when Superman, 1978, you know, you had Christopher Reeve, who was
completely unknown at the time.
Exactly. But you still had Marlon Brando and Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
And the stars that were on Krypton that were only shown for like less than 10 minutes. People went to go see that shit.
Yeah, they went to go see that shit, but guess what? The reason why they were able to make a second, third, fourth fucking Superman movie is because the first Superman movie wasn't fucking retarded, okay? The reason why they were able to make a second, third fucking X-Men movie was that the first fucking movie, even though they were running around in black leather, wasn't fucking retarded. Like I said, who they get to cast. is the smallest fucking concern that they have to worry about.
They definitely need good writers.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, you need to bring in writers that, I'm not saying going from, reading from the comic book straight into a live action movie, but I think it should be a requirement that those that write the story should have that source material or should have read that source material. I mean, X-Men has been around, correct me if I'm wrong, Reverend, 60s is when they started doing them?
Yeah, but if we're talking about the movie, though,
we're talking about movies.
Yeah,
the first movie came out in what, 1999?
But I'm talking
98,
about,
actually.
You're right.
98, actually.
But what I'm talking about is the source material. Don't do something that's so outlandish and so retarded that people are instantly disconnected from the characters. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. I think realistically, that's what any fan asks for, especially when it comes to. I mean, this is a reason why comic book fans are so rabid about their adaptations, whether or not it be animation, video games, or fucking movies. Is that, guess what? You're digging from a well that might have anywhere from 50 to 60 to 70 to 80 fucking years of lore behind it. Okay, it's not like there's a shortage of stories that you can adapt. Okay, and if one story doesn't fit exactly, then you can sit there and you can kind of mishmash elements together to get something cohesive on screen. What we're dealing with right now with Fox and with X-Men and everything else is that, especially after the advent of the Avengers, where you have comic book characters that look exactly like they do on the fucking comic book panel, guess what? This running around in black leather asking, what do you want me to do? Run around in fucking yellow spandex bullshit? That doesn't pass anymore, all right?
No, it doesn't.
So,
you know what? To be honest with you, I don't mind them. Like you said, the 1998 X-Men movie, I didn't mind they wore that. I mean, it's still recognizable. They had that X on their uniform. Okay, fine. You don't have Wolverine running around in yellow and blue spandex. No, whatever. I don't really care about that. I just want continuity between the character that I see on the screen and the character that I read in my book, whether it be story-wise. I'm saying I don't care what they look like. As long as they stay true to because like we said in our review with
you would if it goes too far though.
Well, look, wait. In our review in Civil War, we said this. We all sat here and said this and said that yes, Captain America would have said that or would have done that. Yes, Iron Man would have done that. War Machine would have. Yes, that's the kind of continuity that I want. Like, yes, I think Wolverine would have done that, or yes, Jean Grey would have did that. Storm would have did that.
But you see, I mean, okay, I'm going way off base here, but if Magneto starts throwing trees instead of cars, then no.
Exactly.
How good the movie is at that time.
And well, the Fantastic Four was so off base of what the characters represented. And I don't want them to do that shit to the new X-Men. If they're going to reboot the system or reboot the damn series, reboot it correctly. I don't want fucking Wolverine to have freaking, I don't know, trees coming out of his fist or something, whatever.
The wood claws.
Yeah, no, don't do some. I know he had bone claws before, and I know he had anime. Anyway, but what I'm saying is,
not wood.
I don't want wood coming out of his claws, and I don't want Cyclops to not be able to optic blast somebody. No, don't do shit like that, man.
Might as well get Capcom to make this movie then. No, but fucking, then
it would have Mila Jovovich in that fucking thing.
Exactly. But yeah, she would be fucking Mystique. But fucking no, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Justin Bieber is Wolverine. I would not ever see that shit.
No, they need to sign up Capcom. Come on, Capcom.
baby, snicked.
Okay, no.
Okay, so let fucking Fox make a Street Fighter movie and let Capcom make an X-Men movie.
That would be interesting.
Wait a minute, I don't get any disagreement with that.
I don't see how it can be any worse than what's out there already.
That's the point that I made. Yeah.
It is sad when you get to that point. Fox, if you're really going to do this, please do it correctly this time. And don't have to fucking reboot it within
You know what?
5 to 6 years.
You know what? No. Fox ain't going to do it correctly. It's going to be fucked up. Sorry.
We don't even have a proper Gambit after all these years.
And that Gambit, where is the card-flinging Gambit?
He showed up in a Wolverine movie, and it wasn't even like, come on, man.
That's another story that they can put in there. Beast?
What? Okay, instead of calling it Gambit, they can just call it Remy.
Beast? Night Stalker? Come on, man.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, Nightcrawler.
They'll make a Dazzler movie before they censor something around Nightcrawler. Or Jubilee.
No, Nightcrawler will
or Jubilee.
No, Nightcrawler will fall off a cliff and die.
What, like the X-Men arcade game when you fell down a pit with Nightcrawler? That didn't make any sense of him dying like that.
And what has Fox done that made sense?
They rebooted X-Men, but then they went down the path of more garbage.
Days of Future Past, man. That's the X-Men that... It's the only one that made sense.
Mm.
And then, of course, Deadpool. Again, I recommend you watch the rest of that theme. It actually kept continuity of who Deadpool is. I mean, Fox, there's 2 examples right there that you did right. Copy and paste. I'm talking about the right part, not copy and paste, but we know you can do it.
I have no faith in that.
Well,
I have no faith in it either. I'm sorry.
Like, hey, are they sure? Are you sure they can do it, or Capcom can do it?
Capcom. I vote Capcom.
Yeah. I have no faith in either. Because the thing is Capcom will go ahead and they'll make a movie and then they'll sit there and say, in order to get the real ending, you have to pay for this fucking DLC. This movie is a platform in which we can go ahead and build
DLC for the
vision.
DLC for the theater.
Yeah. All right.
DLC for the theater.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's really outside of our original subject. Yeah, this is funny. I expect it to happen. Whether or not they do it well, I'm really not expecting it to, and that's just being honest. You know, folks, if you're watching this video all the way up until this point, what do you think about it? You know, is this something that you're looking forward to? Can Fox write their direction as far as the X-Men franchise or their other franchises that they have licensed out? We would like to know. You know, if you spent this amount of time with us rambling all the way up into the end, you know, I ask you to be kind enough to hit that subscribe button, hit like. You know, I understand it takes a while to get to our point, but we do. We are the middle-aged guys, and we bullshit about nothing. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Grandma's one.
All forms of entertainment has the right to exist, even if you don't like it. And we won't like it if they reboot X-Men and if they suck again. Credits.
Wow.